In today's lecture, we're going to start with a new topic under Descartes, and we're going to study his criteria of truth, and we are going to understand about Cartesian dualism. Then we're also going to talk about interactionism. And along with that, we'll take up the smaller topics under Descartes' philosophy. So if this is the first lecture that you're watching, I'd request you watch the previous lectures in which we have discussed the concept of cogito ergo sum, I think therefore I am, and then come to this lecture. So let's get started. Under the criteria, one second. Yeah. Under the criteria of truth, Descartes says that an idea must be first present in the mind. It must be to open the mind, right? Open the mind. And mind also, on the other hand, should engage with that idea, or must also attend to it. Alright, so he comes up with very two important words which are also important from exams point of view, which are clearness and distinctness are the two criteria of truth. Basically, Descartes uses these two, which is clearness and distinctness, because he believes that basically an idea must be clearly given where? In the mind, alright? And it must include all the contents which are integral to that idea, right? And it must be in complete, in sync with the mind. Is this clear? Then, mind should also, on the other hand, be open to entertaining this idea, entertaining the different interpretations of this idea, and must not get confused by anything pertaining to this idea. For example, if I have an idea of, let's say, a flying object that I see in the sky, this idea that I have, I must not confuse this idea with any other thing in the world, right? So you see, when I say all these sentences, there are two words which are absolutely forming the premise of all these sentences that I have said. That is, there must be clearness, right? That you are absolutely clear pertaining to that idea, and that idea must be distinct. Distinct in the sense that it must not get coupled with any other idea. It must not get confused by any other idea. Is this clear? So he says clearness and distinctness are the two criteria of truth. This is extremely important, also asked in the exam many times. So please remember this: clearness and distinctness are the two criteria of truth according to Descartes. Alright, now Descartes gives an example pertaining to this. Descartes gives an example pertaining to this. He says an example of such an idea, according to him, is the idea of God. Okay, he says the idea which is actually complementing both the criteria of truth. That is, an idea which is both clear, and distinct, is the idea of God, right? That he says, this is according to who? This is according to Descartes. He gives this example himself. He says the idea of God is clear and distinct. It is clear. Let's understand why is it clear at the first hand. It is clear because it includes all that goes into constituting the idea of God. All right. For example, things that we associate with the idea of God we are absolutely clear with those understandings, right? And then in the other sense, it is distinct or it is different from all the others, because you see, all these things that constitute the idea of God, they cannot be confused or they cannot be coupled with any other thing. Is this clear? So for instance, let's say that God is eternal, God is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. All these things are, we are absolutely clear pertaining to these things that they are clearly defining the idea of God. And because these things constitute the idea of God, they are distinct in the sense that they can only be used in terms of understanding of the idea of God and not any other thing. Is this clear? So Descartes then concludes that ideas of existent things must be clear and must be distinct to be existent. Is this clear? So this is his basis of understanding the theory of idea. Alright, the theory of idea, that two things only would contribute to the idea being true, is that it has to be clear and it has to be distinct in nature. Please remember, the perfect example that he gives is the idea of God. And with this idea of God, you can also understand that he believes in the concept of God, so he is a theistic philosopher. He's not an atheist, right? Is this bit clear?